the interesting piece of news that I read about today, and I'm sure that's why you're having Pete Thamel on, is he spoke to Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams says that if he goes to Chicago, he's excited. And listen, if he's sitting out there wondering why that's even part of the conversation, it's because there is a drumbeat that I heard before even getting to this city. It's a drumbeat that he is going to try and control the draft in a way that players usually don't attempt it. And it does appear that he is 100% just throwing him into this mix of the draft, and whatever will be, will be. Um, and so I would just counsel my own 2 cents if it was on this committee of attorneys and media relations people that are on his team. I would tell him to say exactly what he told Pete Thamel, which is, I'm just like everybody else who comes to this event and decides not to throw, not to go and do anything here except interviews and speak to media. I would go ahead and say I'm happy to go wherever I want to go, and that I'm excited to go wherever I go. And that's the end of that, because the whole concept about Caleb Williams that people are still potentially not bought on is he going to be a headache when it comes to the conversations of being a rookie and throwing yourself into the mix of the NFL, or you're trying to already try to change the way NFL teams do business with incoming rookies in a way that might ruffle a feather or cause a headache. Again, we're just all looking for flags that I don't think that exist right now, but he should not play into that. And that sense all came from the conversation back in September about, his dad talking to GQ, and us also wondering if he is going to forego the draft, if he was going to stay in school, even though that was a weird conversation to have, because no matter how much you make from NIL, it would pale in comparison to starting the clock towards a monumental contract for him by year 4. So makes sense, and I can't wait to hear what else Pete Thamel has to say when he zooms into the show later on.
We talked about this with Stacey Dales earlier about character and how so many of these GMs want to assess a player's character in person, how important it is to have character fit into a locker room. Louis Riddick mentioned that yesterday on What the Football. And he mentioned also about there are a couple people out there who are still reserving judgment on Caleb Williams' character. So it'll be fascinating for you to get in the building and start talking to people. It's all about the hallway conversations, right? In Indianapolis, like a little running in the hallway.
Yeah, and it's always
in the ear.
Yeah, it's always somebody who's spoken to this trainer or spoken to that scout, or the assistant spoke this way and they heard about this or about that. But I really haven't heard anything about Caleb Williams' character issues, about being a bad teammate or being somebody that can't be counted on when the chips are down in a third down situation. It's really just red flags that I don't think exist, and I think he'll be number 1 overall. And the only question is who's going to exact that pick.
Yeah, he's smart and savvy, Rich. I mean, he says all the right things in the article about being excited to get into the cadence again and having a team to build rapport with. He says it's not anxiousness or anything like that. I can't wait to say my first cadence. The guy is smart. I mean, you don't go to school in Southern California without learning how to deal with the media and the attention and the spotlight. We're hearing rumors of up to $10 million coming in. He's had exposure to everything. So of course he's going to say the right things.
Absolutely. I hear you.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.